Walter Farley was a teenager in high school when he started riding the Black Stallion. He finished it just after he finished grad school, 10 years later, almost 10 years later. We'll talk about that and more fun Black Stallion facts while I sketch this little horsey. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on it's Friday. Friday. It's Friday morning. On Friday mornings, I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomizer, a toy from the toy box, if you will.
I lost your voice.
No, I'm sorry. Everything I show says it's still going.
You're back.
Now I'm back. That angelic voice you hear overhead is my mom. She lets me know if there are things that are wrong with production.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
How am I going in and out?
I don't know.
Oh,
Now
YouTube is having problems.
yeah, I had to. Yes.
YouTube is having problems. Okay.
Yeah, I had that little circle buffering. Right.
Let's just see what happens here. If it comes back. Let's see if it comes back stronger and faster and better. We have the technology. There's a lag, so give it a chance to catch up. But Friday mornings is when I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomizer and I draw them and we talk about them. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomizer is a Black Stallion. Actually, just a black horse. We're just going to talk about the Black Stallion movie. I think the last time we drew this black horse, which was 9 months ago or so, we talked about Black Beauty. So I thought today we'd talk about the Black Stallion. I saw the Black Stallion as a child. It came out. I was 8 years old when the movie came out, and I don't remember it making much of an impression on me because I was a child. And it's one of those things where I was traumatized by watching it. Looks like YouTube caught up. It says excellent connection now, so it looks like the buffering's the reboot solved the problem. It's one of those things where I was traumatized as a child watching it, and so I never went back as an adult or even a teenager to watch it. Boys, I don't know if it's like this with girls, but when boys are bored with something, they just kind of cut it loose. That's not for me. And that's not true for all boys, I guess. I mean, everybody's different. But for me, if I get bored with something, I just kind of cut it loose. I'm not giving any more energy to that.
It's a little bit off topic here. There's a stigma about adopting large black dogs. No one, they're the last to be chosen.
Why is that?
I don't know. I read that, and I've read it several times. And I just wonder, is there a stigma about a black horse?
Oh no, these are Arabians. Arabians are very popular. People love the Arabian horses. They look, the way they prance and the way they look. They've got some genetic differences that make them quite different, make them prance differently, make them run differently. They're faster and stronger than a lot of other breeds. I don't know if Walter. I don't know if Walter Farley knew that when he started riding the Black Stallion, because like I said, he started riding it when he's a teenager in high school. I have no idea how much he knew about Arabian horses when he started riding it. Other than the fact that they're very popular.
Since horses are our spirit animals.
Oh, Pamela probably knows a lot about horses then. Pamela, is there a stigma about black horses like there are big black dogs? Pamela may know that answer. And I'm at a point in the drawing where I have to decide how to make this look like a horse, because it looks very much like a big black dog to me.
Yeah, I was one of those Florida kids that didn't have anything to do with horses.
Yeah,
Because my dad didn't like horses.
your dad was the one that introduced me to motorcycles for that very reason.
Yeah, he said there wasn't anything useful about them.
I'm surprised he didn't introduce you to a motorcycle.
I was a girl.
Yes, but there was a novelty to that situation. He loved novelty.
Yeah, but remember his age.
It doesn't change the fact that he loved novelty.
Yeah.
There would have been a certain amount of humor to him to see a girl ride a motorcycle.
Claudia said she missed us.
We missed you too, Claudia. I sent you a message on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but I sent you a message on Instagram about how we missed you. That's enough pencil marks. I'm just gonna confuse myself with all that noise. My pencils are out of order. You're out of order. I know that black horses, people pay a lot of money for black horses and then get mad when their horse turns out to look red. But when black horses sun bleach, they often look red. And it grows back in the winter. When the winter coat comes back, it grows back black. But I remember a lot of people saying, that's not a real black horse. That's a, oh goodness gracious, my ink just spilled all over me. How exciting of a morning can that be? Wow. Woo. That was cold. Felt good.
You're drink?
Ink. My black ink just spilled all over me.
I hope you're not dressed for work.
I am not dressed for it, but it doesn't matter. This is water soluble, and I wear black all day anyway. Woohoo! That's exciting. It's water soluble, so it's not that big a deal. But it was unexpected. I was just nonchalantly filling my fountain pen, and all of a sudden my leg got cold. Whew.
I was waiting at 12 o'clock. Too busy at 12:30.
What are we talking about? That was unexpected. How exciting. All right. How exciting. All right. Now I have to get some more ink on order because that was a brand new bottle. And I'll have to put some paper towel down right there, and my elbow will stick to the dampy for the rest of the show. Whew. I'm glad that's water soluble stuff, though. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Cold. I'm glad it was cold. Felt good. It's hot in here. Where were we? Do you remember what we were talking about? Horses, novelty, my grandfather.
All of the above.
All of the above. I had a fascination with horses. I had a fascination with horses when I was a teenager because all of my friends had horses, and I thought I wanted a horse. And my grandfather, and I'll tell this story all the time, my grandfather convinced me that a motorcycle was way better than a horse, simply because you don't have to maintain it. You don't have to spend as much time and energy maintaining it when you don't want to ride. Horses, you have to spend time feeding and training even when you don't feel like riding. But motorcycles, if you don't feel like riding, they just kind of sit there and don't pay any attention to you. Have adrenaline. And I'm probably spreading ink. I'm probably spreading ink to my face because my face is itching. Let's just see. No, so far so good. Doesn't mean it won't happen, just hasn't happened yet. Okay. Yeah, I remember people getting mad. I remember hearing people get mad because they bought a black horse and it turned red in the summertime. And they accused other people of not selling true black horses, but the hares will bleach red. Sometimes the hares will bleach red in the summer in the sun.
Black horses are a symbol of strength and power, and in some cases, such as Alexander's, he's famous and still feared. What is his black beauty? I see you. Oh yeah, no black ink.
Good. Yeah, I'm trying to blend in with the horse is what's going on. I have adrenaline. That was exciting. I about fell out of my chair. You guys just about witnessed my whole death right there. That would have been a show.
I don't find it humorous.
You know what? If it happens, the sad thing is somebody would say, well, at least he died doing what he loved. No. If I didn't die surrounded by a half dozen scantily clad redheads, I did not die doing what I love.
Templaces and became a symbol of Alexander's leadership.
Alexander the Great rode a black horse. Goodness, that is horrible. I can see where I lost my train of thought. Let's fix that. I'm not sure I can, but we're going to give it a shot.
You'll have to practice drawing horses like you do hands.
When I was in elementary school and middle school, that's all the girls wanted you to draw was horses. I used to draw horses all the time for the girls. I probably got 1,000 horses that I've drawn as a child. I just don't draw very many of them as an adult. But yeah, I'll probably have to spend some time drawing horses like I draw hands. I need to get back into the habit of drawing hands. I was thinking the other day about how I haven't been doing any anatomy studies. I haven't been doing any figure studies. I haven't been doing any faces. Fantasies. There's an artist had a PBS show in the 80s. where he did 2 portraits a week. Yeah, every episode he did 2 portraits, and he'd set them up, and he used a 4B pencil, a single 4B pencil, and he'd set them up, and he'd do a portrait, and he'd do in a 30-minute show he'd do two portraits, and I was always fascinated by that guy. I was always amazed by how adept he was with that pencil, and wanted to emulate his style. And I bought his book. I can't find it. I bought his book. It was supposed to be a 2-part series, but I never found the sequel. I don't think they ever published the second book. And if they did, I can't seem to find it. But I was always fascinated by that guy. And I had fantasies at one time of learning his technique and opening a kiosk at the mall and doing portraits at the mall. Because if you can do an accurate portrait quickly, a guy will pay a lot of money to have a portrait of his girlfriend drawn, much to her protest. Guys are like that. Come on, I can have a picture of you. It'll last forever. And wear this big green jewel. Near, far, wherever you are. Oh, sorry. That was Titanic, by the way. But I had fantasies of being able to draw portraits like that in a kiosk at the mall. And I realized the other day that I haven't practiced in a very long time. So I was trying to figure out a way to carve out some time for practice. All right. My favorite part of the process. I probably never told you guys this before. This is my favorite part of the process, when the whole thing comes together. And the whole thing goes from just being lines on the page to being a shape. I love that part. All right, let me dry that real quick, and we'll come back with some color. Believe it or not, there is some color in there. It's probably a good thing when the ink spilled that I was at least wearing pants. Did I lose you, Mom?
No, it's still here.
Okay. I thought for a second that I had inadvertently hung up on you. I am going to start by warming this up with some vermilion. So the horse was played by Cassole. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's either Cassole or Cassole, from San Antonio. And they went all over the world. They went to Egypt. They went to Morocco. They went all around the world looking for just the perfect Arabian horse to play this part. And they found this one in San Antonio. And they liked him because he was gentle with the child actor and the child actor stand-ins, and they liked him because he was calm under the lights. And so he got the he got the close-up part. He's the horse. When you see the movie and you see the direct interaction with the horse, in almost every scene that there's a direct interaction, he is the horse having the direct interaction. But there is another horse. There is another horse. Fajr was the horse that played the skittish horse on the beach scene, in the trust scene, when the two are shipwrecked. If you're not familiar, they're on a ship together, and he is fascinated by the horse, and the horse looks hard to handle and skittish, and the ship goes down. This may be the make or break moment for this painting. And the ship goes down, and when it does, he and the Black, the horse's name is the Black, he and the Black are the only survivors, and they get shipwrecked together. And in order to survive, they have to learn to trust each other. And in the scene on the beach, when they're learning to trust each other, that is Fajr. That is not old. That is not Castle. That is Fajr. And then there are two other horses that do all the running and jumping and swimming, but they're not famous. They didn't make it to infamy like old Castle and Fajr did. It is difficult to make it look like a horse and not a Great Dane. Difficult for me to make it look like a horse and not a Great Dane. Let me dry that real quick, and hopefully I won't knock any more ink off. Vermilion! Walter Farley, the author, died. I think he was 95 years old and 89 when he died. And if you think about when he wrote Black Beauty, or not Black Beauty, the Black Stallion, if you think about when he started writing Black Stallion in high school, a shipwreck and a Arabian horse racing were the epitome of excitement of the day. I mean, if you think about it, until the 1900s, there was no such thing as a cruise ship. There was no such thing as taking a ship just for the fun of taking a ship. You didn't take ships for vacation. Until the 1900s, shipping was reserved for shipping stock and specifically transportation, not leisurely cruises like what's described in the book. It wasn't done until the 1900s. They didn't have the speed, the technology for the luxuries that were involved in it. And so when he was young writing this, it was a very novel idea. It's a very new idea. And so it captured the imagination of a lot of people. And we're done. Even with an ink spill. So it turns out that the combination of the shipwreck and the racehorsing was a huge success. When he published the book, he ended up publishing over 20 books in his lifetime, just following the story of Alec the Kid, Alec and the Black. and his son is still riding. His son, I forgot his son's name. It doesn't matter. His son is still riding them and still introducing younger audiences to this day. The horse, Castle, was in Reagan's inauguration in '81, and then in '83 was in the sequel, Black Stallion Returns. And then the horse died in '93 at 24 years old, which is very old for a horse. So he must have had a very good life. What is today? Today is the 24th. All right. So there is my version of it compared to the photograph. Let's see it from my perspective. Now that's a picture of me. We don't want a picture of me. We want a picture of the horse. There it is from my perspective.
Thomas says it may have been the introduction to luxury cruises.
May have been the introduction to luxury cruises, exactly. Because that was a brand new idea. That was a brand new idea. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Oh, okay. Well, tomorrow, the suspense. The suspense. Speaking of luxury cruises, tomorrow. This is when I get this. I know I'm going to end up with black ink all over my face. I know that it's bound to spread. Luckily, it's water soluble. I can't wait to go wash it off. Part of the train set that I bought the other day included a passenger station. And, you know, they started using trains in the early 1800s. And I don't think they really capitalized on passenger trains until the late 1800s. But by the late 1800s, passenger trains were a big deal. And passenger stations had to reflect the comfort and refined taste of train travel. Today, train stations, the few train stations I've been in, don't come near matching the luxury that you see in the movies and the books from that are set in the era. Train stations today all seem to be something like just herd people onto the train. But there was a time when there was a little bit of luxury, like the first class area of an airport. We'll talk about that and more fun passenger station facts as I draw this little square box tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time. So you are going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss that. So,
Claudia said she's been on a couple of cruises and they're nice.
You like going on cruises? I've never been on a cruise, Claudia. The only ship I've ever been on was a military vessel unloading my military equipment in Saudi Arabia. It was the only time. It was the only closest thing I've come to an ocean-going boat. Now, we went and saw the dolphins. That I don't think that compares at all. That was a very, very tiny. It's not like a cigar boat or a speedboat or anything like that. It was a very small passenger boat, but nothing like a cruise. Nothing that would make the water not do this. Because some of us spent some time holding on to the rail, taking Dramamine. It was not me, but some of us did. Some of us did have a little problem with the boat doing this. So it's a small enough boat we could feel it and see it. That's my whole experience with ocean-going vessels. So,
and Pamela's daughter had a horse that lived to be 30.
I see. How long do horses? I thought horses only lived to be 15, 16 years old normally. But I know if you take care of them, they can live a long time. But I somehow I had it in my mind, like you hear about it being a 7-year-old, it's time to retire, and at 15 you got to put it down. You hear about that kind of stuff. I just don't know enough about horses to tell you about it. I can tell you motorcycles, as long as you change the oil and keep the chain lubed and put new tires on it. The motorcycle lasts you for a very, very long time. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to this every day when I get to art with my besties. It is my favorite time of the day. I truly do. I've been sitting in this chair since 4:45 this morning. The show doesn't start till 5:30. So be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag is caught up to the stream and I won't be cut off mid-sentence. Gives everybody a chance to click the clicky thingy so that you can watch another fantastic video just like this one. Gives everybody a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other. Claudia says that they like going to the Mediterranean area on cruises. That just sounds lovely. That just sounds absolutely lovely. But we dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because that is how I know that the lag is caught up to the stream, and it makes sure that I don't get cut off mid-sentence, because being cut off mid-sentence is rude and nobody likes that. Woo! Without blades. What kind of blades? It says without blades. What do you mean without blades? I'm so confused. There's a lag. I am not dancing. Can anybody see me dancing? I'm an old man. I'm just an old man dancing. I can't go much longer. My lag has got me way back. I don't even know what I'm doing on my lag. If anybody can just say they see me dancing. Claudia, how much are you paying people to say they... How much are you paying people to say they don't see me dancing? Pamela says they live to be in their 30s on a regular basis nowadays. So, Rick said he sees me dancing. Thank you, Rick.